One time I got woken up by Youngblood. We have a song together called Dark When It Rains.
Even the way that you said the Tom DeLonge, how he plays so low to the ground.
Example, yeah.
It makes the presence so much more fun to watch.
It's such like a, it's the aura.
Welcome to Lightweights Podcast. My name's Joe. Today we have Landon Barker for the second time.
But I'll get over you, baby, over my dead body. I was friends with your ex, you were with it.
Landon's a singer, songwriter, content creator. Are you focused on relationships at all?
So in the back burner now, really. I don't talk to anybody right now. And honestly, it's nice because I really am putting 100% into myself.
Landon is also the son of drummer Travis Barker from Blink-182, an all-around rock icon.
I was such a good eavesdropper and listener. I was very quiet and shy as a kid, but I was very observant.
What were you most drawn to?
Hearing about the set list or hearing how they're going to do a new drum fill tonight.
Last time Landon came on, it was right before he released his first single. Now he has 2 songs out, and he announces a third one on the way on the podcast.
I have a song called...
So if you're new, hit the subscribe button, leave the video a like. Let me know who else you want to see on the podcast. Without further ado, Landon Barker. I need you to be honest. Did you know you were getting slimed?
Oh, when I got slimed? No. Well, kind of, because on the red carpet before that happened, the lady was like, apparently you're like, something's going to happen to you tonight. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And then...
The Nickelodeon rep?
No, it was like some interviewer.
Oh, she knew.
Yeah, she knew somehow. But she kind of spoiled it, but I honestly didn't think I was going to. But as a kid, I always wanted to get slimed, so.
But you're wearing a dope outfit.
I know.
Did it get ruined?
Honestly, I talked to the designer after because it was like a more underground designer, and they told me that they're like, it's totally fine.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll get it dry clean. So I was like, cool.
I'd love to talk more about your fashion because when I told people you were coming on, that was one of the things that everybody was asking about.
Yeah.
Where do you pull all your inspiration from? I know recently you wore the $40,000 Drake jacket.
That was not mine. It was my dad's. But yeah, I was able to borrow that one.
Yeah.
I could not spend $40,000 on a jacket, but I will wear it if it's lended to me.
But where do you pull your inspiration from?
I pull my inspiration from a lot of old punk rock, like Sid Vicious, even a bunch from my dad. My dad, I feel has great style and is really cool taste. Also, old Dior Heidi pieces. I'm super deep dived into fashion. That was one of my biggest passions growing up. So Undercover, or I don't know. I love Raf Simons, a bunch of people really, but more so designers than people even, because there's a lot of shows that I've deep dived into. Runways that I'm oh my God, I want an outfit inspired by that.
Was that just something you just found on your own?
Yeah, it was just something I really always enjoyed as a kid. And kind of when I started seeing the old Saint Laurent Heidi Slimane pieces, I was just oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And then I kind of got into Undercover, and then brands like Raf, that what that jacket was. Tons of stuff really. I've had so many phases.
How do you feel you'd be divvying up your time in the future between modeling and music and personal time?
Music 100%. For me, personal life second, and then modeling stuff last.
So just whenever those opportunities come up?
Yeah.
When you first came on, you had no monthly listeners.
Yeah.
Now you're at 130,000.
Yeah.
Do you feel you've accomplished what you wanted to do with those first 2 songs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of what they've done so far, but I just want to keep releasing music, I do love to see, that people are enjoying my music. That's, what I do it for, Not only to, self-express, but also to give people an outlet and give people someone to relate to. So it's really, really cool seeing, that many people listen, and I just can't wait to, release more so people have more of a catalog to go through,
I feel you're the perfect person to ask because you're a young up-and-coming person now doing music.
Yeah.
Are albums still an important thing?
I think so. I think completely they are. I mean, I feel bodies of work are just so cool because it gives you a outlet to express yourself and express a vision, A lot of my favorite albums are all... It's not completely true because Question Mark by X was one of my favorite albums ever, and that's very diverse, but I feel a lot of albums that kind of all go together and tell one big story are really, really cool. So I think people really love to dive into that, like themes and that stuff like that.
Is that something you're working on now as a debut?
I haven't like got into the theme. I've had a few ideas for an album name, and I just kind of haven't settled on the one, you know, on the right one. But I think I definitely have a lot of ideas.
With albums, there's touring, which you just announced your first tour.
Yeah.
A lot of those dates are lined up with Blink.
Yeah.
Did that happen on purpose?
Yeah, it did. There was some Blink shows, and I thought, like, I'm already traveling, you know, I'm already, like, kind of going past these cities, like, why not just...
Because you were going to go to the tour?
Yeah, I was booked for the tour, and then from there, I was like, let me add some cities on. And then I was also booked for Calgary Cowboys Fest, and I'm really excited to do that on the 9th. And I was like, fuck it, like, let's do... I only added 3. I added Las Vegas, LA, and New York.
And then, are you bringing your full band with you?
Yeah. New band, actually.
New from the last guys?
Yeah.
Whole new band?
Whole new band, pretty much.
Okay. How many songs are in the set?
I'm thinking like 10 or 11.
A lot.
Yeah. So there's 2 covers in there. It's going to be a surprise. And 3 of my songs, and then you guys get some unreleased, you know?
As far as the surprise, is that because those dates are lined up with another artist? That somebody might be appearing?
No, not necessarily. Some of them are just covers, but I'm definitely going to have some friends come out with me.
Yeah.
Which will be hopefully a great surprise, too.
What do you think of Blink-182 being back together with Tom, your dad, Mark?
I think Tom is one of the coolest guitar players ever. Like, I was literally talking about this last night, and I was watching old, like, Feeling This video, and just, like, his swag on the guitar. And me and, like, my friend were, like, having a debate of what's cooler, to play your guitar, like, low down to your knees or play it, like, up on your chest. And I was just arguing the point that, like, playing it low to your knees is the coolest thing ever.
You have to bring the strap down.
Yeah, you have to. He was like, because it all started because he was like, is there a reason that your guitar strap is this low? And I was like, yeah. But honestly, so cool to see them back together. Honestly, I think that people love seeing like the OG band. Also, Skiba was amazing though. Some of the albums that they did together were so good.
Do you remember drumming with Skiba?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Skiba was great. He was a super sweet guy as well.
Is that something that you're still doing now, is learning other instruments as well as vocal training?
Yeah, a lot of vocal training, but yeah, I picked up the guitar this past year. So I'm debuting that on tour as well. So I'm really excited to do that.
Do you have any new music coming out?
Yeah, I have a song called Let Me Go coming out pretty soon. So I'm really, really excited to share.
Would that be a song you're playing guitar on?
Not like in the studio, but if I play it live, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of guitar do you have?
I have a few. I have a Gibson ES335. I have some of the new Tom DeLonge Starcasters, as well as just like some Strats and Tellys.
Let's talk about your second music video.
Okay.
You got Tara Yummy to be part of it.
Yeah, I did.
There was a lot of conversation too, as far as you guys kind of seemed like you were hanging out rather close.
Yeah. Was
there anything more with that?
No, honestly, we're just really great friends, and she was perfect for the music video. I thought like she had the coolest look ever for it, and she honestly killed it. She looked so cool in that video, and it was just sick to see, you know.
Is there anything that comes to your mind during the music video shoot day?
Like story?
Yeah, that was sick. That you couldn't believe. Like you had Modson there,
yeah.
Tara, you guys were filming.
Yeah, I got like a few stories from that actually. There was at the house that we did that at, the man there like who owned the house was like the house, keep in mind, was one of the scariest fucking houses I've ever been to. Like the minute you walk in there, like you get the chills. Like everything's like so antique-y. Like there's like literally like wood panels like missing from the house. And it wasn't like not a nice house. You could tell like when it was originally built, it was a really, really nice house. But there was like a weird like downstairs room with like these weird like, it was just really, really creepy, you know, like literally looked like the Haunted Mansion ride at like Disneyland. And really, really cool set though for the video, and honestly a really cool house, but it was definitely like giving the heebie-jeebies a little bit. And the guy like that lived there, like he was like, at one point, like we were in the middle of a shot and he was just like, shut the fuck up. And we were like, whoa, like what to do in this situation. And everybody was just like, yo, like we're sorry, whatever, like tried to like calm him down.
Did he
like,
know a music video was happening?
Yeah, because he like listed it and he was like, we were being so chill too, you know. It was like a music video for a sad song. It wasn't like all that crazy, you know. It wasn't like we were like jumping around breaking shit. We were just kind of like whatever, like playing in those shots or just like shooting shots outside or whatever.
Did Mod have to step in?
Yeah, he had to step in and be like, yo, dude, calm down. And that's one story. And then also the whole shoot was just so cool. It was really, really cool, and I honestly had a blast doing it. All the shots were just so much fun, and just like seeing it come to life was so cool.
Do you think a music video is still really important these days?
I think it's not as important, and that's something that I've learned recently. So like effort-wise, I probably will not be putting like as much effort as I have been into like my music videos until like I know that this song is like a song that really, really needs a visual to it that's really, really high-end and really, really cool. And eventually I will have another really high-end cool music video. But I think for now, it's not like MTV days anymore. MTV was such a popular thing back in the day where like people would make the craziest video because they knew it was going to be seen on MTV, and people would just watch MTV music videos all day. A lot of it is all like TikTok and all that stuff. Unfortunately, I feel like that's like kind of not as cool, you know, but I love TikTok. Like it's been such like a helpful platform for me, but I feel like if you get like a crazy budget, let's say you get $5,000 for a music video, or you get $5,000 for a campaign for like people to post your song, I feel like it's more worth it to put $5,000 towards a campaign nowadays.
Oh, that's such an interesting take.
Yeah.
Because it gets more reach.
It really does. Because like you could have the craziest video ever, and like you kind of just have to hope that people take clips from it and repost it on these apps that make it go viral for more people to see. And that's a lot harder than just pushing the song. And I'm always going to have cool visuals, and I'm always going to put hard work and time into it and really think about it. A lot of the stuff like that everything that I've put out, I've sat there and nitpicked with the director. I don't like this. I like this. Let's do more of this. So I'll always do that. But I think I'm definitely going to start pushing it more with friends and with campaigns and stuff like that, and cool ways like that, rather than really putting so much of like the label's budget into these music videos, you know?
Do you ever have those discussions with your dad? Because he comes from that old world and you're in this new world where you both have to figure out the best way to do it.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I do. And he's kind of talking about the same thing. Not as much on like the campaign stuff, but he's like, dude, you don't need thousands of dollar music video. Like you just don't really need it. It's not
renting
really
an
like,
airport hangar, doing it in front of a plane.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like it's unfortunately, unless it's, I'm in a weird place with that though, because sometimes visuals do come to life, and when they do come to life, like it makes the song also, like, because a lot of the time when like I'm in the studio making a song, I'll be like hearing this and I'll be like, oh my God, this reminds me so much of the beach. This reminds me so much of when I was in 6th grade and I broke my tooth. You know what I'm saying? So having that connection, letting people see what you're doing, or like what you're envisioning while you're writing songs, is really, really cool. But I don't think it has to be thousands of dollars.
Is there any artists that you watch now that you think do a really good job at promoting their music?
Some of the coolest artists to this day that I see kind of don't even promote their music. And it's such a weird thing. And that, like the Dominic Fike, for instance, like you don't see him on TikTok saying, I just made the song of the summer. You know what I mean? And it's just like people gravitate to his music because it's so fucking good. It's so good to the point where he's just in concert and people are kind of doing all of the promotion for him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have to post much. He can just post a selfie on Instagram, whatever, or like post a photo of him in an outfit on Instagram, or post a video of his show. But what really is pushing him, what I've noticed, is literally just people going to his concerts and filming him, and just viral clips like that going crazy. So like, I feel like the coolest way to promote music is giving all of yourself to your supporters in concert and showing them like that you really are passionate about music, and really putting on such an amazing show to the point where people, it's just undeniable, and people are just doing all the work for you, in a sense that like your supporters are just so in love with the music and so inspired by you and so like into you and into your art, to the point where they're just like taking videos and people are resonating with it. I feel like the coolest promotion is like letting it naturally happen.
I feel like MGK does a killer job at that too.
Yeah.
So does that make you want to put a lot of focus on your live show?
It does. It makes me want to put a lot of focus on my live show, but I'm not going to drop like TikTok anytime soon, because I also do enjoy like making videos on the app and promoting through the app myself. And I think there's a cool way to do it. But I think the lamest way to do it possibly is, did I just make the song of the summer? You know, you wouldn't see like Kurt Cobain doing that if he was still alive.
Who do you think has the best stage presence now?
Stage presence.
Not the best. Who do you look forward to seeing live?
I recently got into this artist. His name is Ecstasy. He was phenomenal live. He was one of my favorite concerts I ever been to. He was just so effortlessly cool on stage and had so much energy and had the coolest band, and everything was just so cool. And there was mosh pits happening, and it just reminded me kind of it reminded me to that stage presence is really that important, you know, because I saw him and I was like, you're so fucking cool. Another person that I love to shout out and I think has amazing stage presence is Coley from Beauty School Dropout. I'm not sure if you've ever seen him live, but he is an animal.
You have Bloodfest coming up.
Yeah.
So that's a festival where a lot of people go to see other artists as well as you.
Yeah.
But you have to try and win them over to come see your set.
Totally.
Have you done a festival yet?
Yeah, I did when we were young a few years back, and that was cool. I was really, really unexperienced and really just starting out and I didn't even really have my band together. Like, it was a big learning experience for me. Would I go back and say that was the best set I've ever had? Fuck no. But it was a learning experience, and I grew, and I can look back at those videos and watch them now and be like, oh my God, like I've improved. Because that's what it's about in life, no matter what you do. And I've realized that as well, no matter what you're into and what you do, the best feeling is to know that you're getting better. If I pick up the guitar this week and next week I'm a little better, I'm going to feel a little more accomplished. Same with working out. If I work out and I see a little bit of results, I'm keep on going, you know, because I'm evolving and getting better at something. And that's something that I live by and really look forward to in all genres of my life.
Do you think you're obsessed with it?
With music?
With your work?
Oh, yeah. I'm insanely obsessed with it.
So when you put something out, are you watching how the crowd reacts? Are you studying the way that
I study everything. I study every one of my inspirations, sit there for hours just looking at the way that they move their hands, like just little shit, crowd interactions, all sorts of shit.
I mean, even the way that you said the Tom DeLonge, how he plays solo to the ground.
Example, yeah.
It makes the presence so much more fun to watch.
It's the aura.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it's the aura. Because then when he's like bending down and his just neck is all the way down.
Yeah.
And then Mark's just like running to the other side and you're done.
Yeah. So cool.
So you have the 2 songs that are already out now, which were pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Especially for 2 debuts.
Yeah.
The third one, what can people expect from that?
So left.
In what way?
So left. It's just so much different than the stuff that I've been putting out. I think it's just, honestly, it's not a pop song, you know? And the first 2 were pop songs, and if it doesn't do what I want it to do, who cares? Do another one. But it's something that feels authentic to me, and I'm really excited to put it out. And it's something that I've made because of who I've been inspired by lately, which is like Surf Curse and people like that, you know?
Were the first 2 songs written about relationships and dating and who you were with?
Completely, yes.
What's this one about?
You ever had an experience where like you've been in either in a relationship or situationship? This one isn't like completely directed at a certain situation or whatever. It's more of just like a feeling for me. And I feel like I've been in situations in the past where like people have been just kind of like, you ever had someone just like kind of hold on to you even though they don't really want you? And you're just like, just let me go. Just like let me down easy, you know? And that's kind of what I was trying to catch in this song. Like that feeling of just being like led on, but like without like just being like, just tell me the truth, you know? That was kind of like the inspiration.
How many versions of it do you go through before you finally decide it's ready?
I'm on version 4 right now of Let Me Go. So,
And then who'd you produce it with? Who'd you write it with?
I wrote this one with Nick Long, my dad, and Kevin Thrasher.
Is he still in Escape the Fate?
No, he's just full on going ham on production.
Really?
He is such a good fucking producer.
Is he doing other songs with you as well?
Yeah, we've done a ton of stuff. He's honestly done majority of my project.
How many songs do you have in total?
In the past like 3 years, at least 150.
Shut up.
Yeah. Like demos like that aren't finished, yeah, at least 150.
And how meticulous are you about what you want to put out? How those first 2 cut the...
I'm so fucking weird about it. I have to listen to the song a million times, and if I still like it, then because I get I tend to get into this weird rut where I love the song the first week and then I start to hate it. But I'm my biggest critic no matter what, you know?
And then do you think of how the song is going to be listened to in headphones versus a
20
stage
years.
versus 20 years?
Yes, completely. And I think of like timelessness. And I think sometimes I can catch myself just going for like a right now hit. And I think it's way cooler to like, maybe this song isn't what's going on right now, but in 20 years people will still be able to listen to it and it'll still be like modern and cool. And I think that's something that I've figured out. And I think Friends with Your Ex is a great song, but I don't know if it has that. I don't know if it has that longevity. I don't know if like in 30 years people are going to be, I was friends with your ex, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's going to be, what are we on now, you know? And it's like the Beatles. You can listen, I'm not saying my music is like the Beatles, I fucking wish. But like it's like the Beatles, you can listen to them now, no matter what, you know? I want to embody that. I don't want to embody the Beatles sound, but I want to embody the timelessness that they have.
How many people are you showing your songs before you release it to get that feedback?
Everybody. I'll show them to anybody and everybody. I love to hear feedback. I love to see their faces.
How do you think your writing process has grown from when you first started to now?
Oh my God. Insanely. So much. And I feel like that's going back to what I was saying about like evolution and watching yourself grow as a human being in something that you're proud of and love. So much. I feel like I've gotten so much better and I've gotten so much more taste, even down to the things that I was wearing on stage. I look back at what I wore at my 19th birthday concert and I look at myself and I'm like, you look like a fucking asshole. Like, you look so corny. And I'll look at myself and I'll like admit that to myself. And that's growth in itself, in my opinion. You know, you can like, everybody has that though. You can look at yourself, photos of yourself in middle school and be like, ew, I was so cringy. That's how I feel all the time with like old music. And I feel like that's evolution. It's also taste, you know?
With Friends with Your Ex, that release party, how do you think that performance was?
Pretty fucking cool. Honestly, I look back at that one.
Was sick.
Yeah, that one was cool. I like that one. I feel like I was so blessed to be able to because I'm also into like fashion, so I look at everything in the vision and all of it, and how I look and what I was wearing and how I moved on stage. And I felt like I was really confident that night and felt cool, and I was really proud of that night. I liked that night.
Do you ever reach out to other artists if you want to collab or write with them?
Totally. My boy Contra Dash, I've been working a ton with him. He's upstairs right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I reached out to him and I was like, I really love your music. And he was like, thank you. So we've been working a ton together and he's been inspiring me a ton. And we've been almost in the studio like at least 4 times a week together.
Because you're so young in writing, releasing, are you just writing to write and learn and gain new skills? And if a song comes out, great?
Well, I'm definitely aiming for songs to come out, you know, because then I just feel like I'm making stuff to. I'm not like in the studio like I need a hit, you know, because that's when you don't make a hit. I'm making it because I love it, but I'm also making it because I want the world to see what I'm up to consistently, you know,
Right.
and what I'm making and what type of music I'm currently doing.
Because you said something about how what you put out lasts forever.
Yeah, really, really does.
So it's really important for once you put your stamp of approval on it, this is it. Like,
Yeah.
this is Landon Barker.
Yep. You could always like take a song down, but like that's so not ideal.
Would you ever go by a band name?
I'd always want to be Landon Barker, but I always have thought about maybe making a band on the side just for fun.
And what would that sound like?
I feel like I have to wait and see. I haven't met the right people, I feel like, but I've always like thought about having like a side project band.
Yeah.
Like kind of how my dad has transplants.
Do you go to all those shows too?
When they were happening, yeah. I don't think they played in years.
You went to all those shows. You
Yeah.
did like every tour bus.
Yeah.
What were those like when you were so young?
It was really cool. I feel like it made me the man I am today. It was so inspiring, and that's like why I knew I only wanted to do music and nothing else. Because I would see people from all different parts of the game and all different parts of the industry. I would see my dad's managers, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Or I'd see my dad's drum tech, or I'd see even his like I don't know, I'd see it from all sorts of sides. Like I'm saying, like the people
The caterer to Lil Wayne coming in.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like all sorts of different sides from it, and I was like, I think the coolest people out of all of everybody. I mean, it couldn't happen without the managers, the bookers, and the all this stuff, you know. But I think like the one job that inspired me the most was the performer, which is kind of makes sense, you know. But and I just haven't felt that inspiration since, and that's why I'm so like 100% music, you know.
Would you eavesdrop in and try and just absorb things?
Yeah, I was such a good. Sorry, someone's calling me. I was such a good eavesdropper and listener. I was very like quiet and shy as a kid, but I was very observant. So I've observed so much stuff, and I've seen so many things, like good, bad, all sorts, you know.
What were you most drawn to? Like, for example, with me, I like hearing the business side of things. So when the tour manager comes in and talks about ticket sales, people trust me in the room to just kind of, like, I'm not going to do anything with that information.
Yeah.
But I just find it so interesting of where things get allocated and the budgets go and how they're doing for the night.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you really liked listening to?
For me, it was like the set list, hearing about the set list, or hearing about how they're going to do a new drum fill tonight, or hearing about how they're going to incorporate this part of the song to this part. I love that.
To see those last minute changes.
Yeah. And see like what the lights are doing and what the show is. And then I also love to see like the crowd singing the words. That was the coolest thing. And seeing people bawling because they're so in love with the music. And that was really what inspired me as well.
What would you do before the show? And then what would you do after the show?
I before the show, I used to like bring a scooter on tour, like one of those like Razor scooters, just like the normal ones, and it would be like arenas. So I'd just like scooter around the whole, and it'd be like super like concrete floor, like super smooth floor, like not any bumps, and I used to just go in circles so fast around the thing, just like doing bunny hops over chords and shit. And that's what I would do for hours, and go to like catering, whatever. And then at the show, I would just like watch it and sing every word.
Did you ever write down lyrics thinking that you would be doing this one day?
Yeah, I used to write songs to like YouTube beats as a kid, and I would even like.
Did you record them?
I did, yeah. I have like a few like old covers and stuff like that, and little like songs, especially because I started out rapping too, you know. So I have a ton of like 13-year-old Landon raps. Ton of them.
When are those coming back for the 10-year anniversary?
I don't know. Maybe I'll like release one on SoundCloud for just like shits and giggles, but probably very unlikely that a lot of those will ever see the light of day.
What are the goals you have for yourself now?
I want to put on an amazing show on the 7th.
That's free LA.
That's free LA, yeah. So it's a free show, and I just want to. I thought it would be like because concerts are expensive as fuck, and I just wanted to give people that wouldn't go and buy tickets but like do want to see me a chance to see me and just see if they like it, you know, and also give like the people who have been buying tickets and been supporting me for so long a chance to see me as well. So it was awesome to it's awesome that I was able to get ones to watch to be able to like help me and back me up on that. And I'm really excited, and I just want to put on an amazing show.
Ones to watch is help covering the expenses for the show?
Yeah, they're like doing all the behind the scenes work for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also, like Live Nation is as well. So it's just like it'll be streamed, so it'll be up there, probably on their like YouTube or something like that, which will be really, really cool to see. Another goal of mine is to get better at the guitar. I want to get in good shape. I want to keep on writing tons of music and write the best music that I can. And overall, just I like to also improve as like a person every day, and like on like kindness levels and how I treat my friends, and making like everybody around me feel important, and showing them the same love that they show me, and also being good brother and son.
You mentioned before about the LA scene, and it's sometimes you get caught up in it.
Totally.
Have you ever felt like you were stuck in it?
I mean, yeah, when I was like going out, and after like this past year, I caught myself just going out every weekend and just partying and running around town and just like giving my energy to everybody and people that like don't even like me, and just like, or just hang out with me to hang out with me, you know, just like running around and going to the after party of the after party and staying up till 6 a.m. and just unhealthy life decisions, you know. And it's really draining, and kind of makes you like less of a good person in a sense. Like you kind of are just like friends with these people because like they're like, oh, like we can get you into this party, or like, and like you guys don't even really like each other. They're just like, they just want you to be at that party, and you just want to go out. And it's just like you're just like going through all these like draining relationships, and you're just running around just talking to everybody. And I feel like that's like doing that sometimes, and doing that at your best friend's birthday, or like going to like an event that's really important to you, but going out every single night to these like clubs is so draining and just like not healthy, you know, drinking and partying. And I don't do drugs, but people doing drugs and all that stuff, it's really, really does, I think, like, hurt the soul a little.
So at this point now, do you feel like you'd rather go do something productive than...
Totally. I'd rather spend 6 hours in the studio up until 6 a.m. rather than just going out and just, like, doing stuff that's not going to make me a better person, and not going to... help me evolve into a better person and be great and be passionate and inspire me. It's really uninspiring going out to those things and going to these clubs, and people are mean, and security guards can be mean, and club promoters can be mean, and all that shit. And there's a bunch of nice people too, and I've met great people through going out and stuff like that, but like it's just like all this stuff like, you can't sit at my table, you can sit at my table. It's just like shit like that. It's just like so like surface level and not cool to me. And I'd just rather be at home with my friends and be making music and hanging out with people who love and care about me and that I love and care about.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you that people have?
A lot of the time people will meet me and be like, damn, I thought you were going to be a dick.
Yeah, I think you're one of the nicest people.
Thank you.
That's why I was so pumped that you were down to come back.
Yeah, dude. I fucking had a blast last time. But yeah, people would be like I saw you and I thought you were just going to be like a dick. I was like, thanks. You know, and I don't know why I give that off, but I feel like that's a big misconception. But I like proving people wrong in that sense, you know?
Yeah.
And just being like, hey, I'm actually not a dick.
Yeah. Where else do you spend your time? Do you go to the movies? Are you at home watching shows?
I love the movies. There's a movie theater called Sinopolis, where like, the tickets are pretty good price, like $18, and you click a button, and they bring you a menu, and you could just click a button, and they'll bring you food during the movie, like a whole broad menu.
Have you been to iPic?
It's the same shit, yeah. It's so amazing, and I like that's like such a good little treat that I treat myself with every once in a while.
What town is that in?
There's a bunch. There's a few in LA.
Oh, I started going to the Regency in the Commons.
Oh yeah, Regency is pretty good.
No one goes there, and they're reclining
it's
seats.
empty. Yeah.
Every time you go in, there's like 10 people. Not even.
Yeah.
It's so much better than
super
City
empty.
Walk.
That's how the Sinopolis is as well. It's so empty. Last time I went to go see, what's the last movie I went and saw?
Do you like horror?
Yeah, I went and saw The Strangers.
Awful.
Really?
You liked it?
I mean, I didn't necessarily think like the ending was good and it was like a great movie, but it did do what I wanted it to do for me, and it had me like scared.
Did you see the first
one? Like the original?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen it.
I think that's why you liked it.
Really?
I'm so glad you liked it. But
Okay.
I saw the first one, and it was almost the same plot line, just redone. And the kills didn't really do anything different.
Whoa. Okay, got it.
But
Damn.
did you see the second Strangers? Where they were at the camp?
I saw The Strangers Pray at Night or whatever, where they're
Okay.
at like a motel.
Yeah.
That one was pretty cool. That one I didn't like as much as this new one, but this new one had me like scared.
Oh, that's so fun. Are you going to see A Quiet Place?
No, I've never gotten to that like those movies yet.
Oh, that one's supposed to be really good.
Really?
It comes out tomorrow.
I love slasher movies. Slasher movies are really cool to me. I don't love like ghost movies. They don't really scare me as much. They kind of do. Like The Conjuring has scared the shit out of me, but I think like shit that can really happen is like so scary. And
Paranormal Activity doesn't do it.
It does. I mean, I'm sure that could really happen, you know, if you do believe in ghosts and that stuff. But I think like serial killer stuff, like Jason and Freddy and that shit scares the fuck out of me. Like as a kid, I was always so scared, like some man in a mask was gonna come just kill me, you know. So I love seeing those ones because they like scare me a little.
Yeah, that's kind of like Strangers.
Yeah, Strangers.
Same vibe.
What else is a good one? There was like a one on Netflix a few years ago called Hush. That was really good. It was about a girl who was deaf, and she basically was like being like tormented by this like crazy like scary guy in the woods.
Do you watch shows?
Yeah. I watched I watched some shows. I was obsessed with this show called The Last Man on Earth.
Netflix?
It might have used to be on Netflix.
Okay.
And there's like 4 seasons of it, but the ending was so awful, and I was so sad.
That's a bummer.
I was so sad about it.
What would the perfect weekend for you be?
Waking up, getting breakfast with my friends. I love doing that. I love performing. So maybe having a show that night and waking up the next day and maybe making some music and going to another concert. Maybe this time I'm not performing. This time I'm going to see one of my favorite artists.
What's the biggest rush of performing?
Every single second of it is so cool. It's so cool. It's the best feeling ever. It's so unexplainable. And anybody that hasn't experienced that in their life yet, I think that you should go to your local karaoke bar. If you don't really want to like make music, go to your local karaoke bar and sing like a hit song. And you can kind of feel it.
I think it's so fascinating that you study how people, like
Yeah.
what makes them so special on stage.
Yeah.
Because I used to do it with Sum 41 when all three
Oh,
of them
really?
would jump at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then they go out into the crowd and singing in front of everybody.
Yeah. There's
Like those-
so many little things that people do that just give them so much personality. Like I was watching X Stacy perform, and he just does this like little move with his hands and his fists where it's like I'm not gonna get up and do it, but he just looks so cool doing it. And he like hugs the mic the whole time, but like in like a really, really cool and entertaining way. And I thought like that was the coolest thing ever.
Do you overhear any of the production stuff for the new Blink tour that you think is just so cool that's going to happen?
Yeah, like saw like it's now announced, but before it happened, I saw that they were doing like a big circle stage. Like it's kind of like in the middle of the venue, so like they are selling the tickets behind them as well, and their stage rotates. Basically how it works is there's like a lining, right? And imagine like a big circular stage. That's their logo, right? And there's like a little like almost like a train track around the circle, right? Like on the border of it, and their mic stands are on that train track. So their mic stands rotate, and they can kind of just run around with them.
And is your dad in this dead center?
He's in the center rotating with them.
Do you remember when he would go up in the air?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad he doesn't do that anymore. That was so fucking scary. I was like always thinking like if there's just like one little screw that's not right, then it could be really dangerous, you know?
That was crazy that he was even doing that.
Yeah. I've ridden them a few times though.
You were testing in it?
Yeah. I've definitely ridden in them.
Is it true you weren't allowed to join the label at first when you wanted to get signed?
Yeah. My dad was like, "Sign you for what? Like what like for what do you want to be signed for?" And I'm like, "Music?" And then he's like, "You don't even make music yet. You don't have a song out. What am I going to tell him? Just sign you just to sign you?" And I was like, "Oh, like true."
So then are you the kind of person that when you hear no, you want to go prove them wrong?
Of course, of course.
What'd you end up doing? Like, how'd you prove?
Well, I just kept making music, and then that's when Colson heard the song, and kind of that whole situation kind of happened.
And so his little cosign helped.
Yeah, his cosign got me signed, you know?
Do you still write with him now?
I haven't, but I do occasionally just pull up on him just to play him new songs and get his opinion.
Is there anything that he really likes?
He's recently told me, he's like, dude, he's like, you're a pop star. He's like, you're a superstar. And he told that to me the other day, and that literally, like, he called me in the morning and told me, like, something along those lines. And I was like I just, like, wanted to cry. I was like, this is, like, hearing this from, like, one of your idols is so sweet and so, like, life-changing and motivating for me. Like, just, like, it was basically just, like, another, like, you can do this, you know? And him telling me that, and he's like, get on your shit, like, take more singing lessons, work out, look good, feel good, and make the best music of your life. He's like, you're a superstar. Like, I can see you, like, you're a pop star. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, this means so much to me.
Especially coming from someone who's been in it for so long.
Yeah, like, hearing a superstar be like, you're a superstar is like, what the fuck? And I was like, I only have 2 songs out. Like, it felt like he believed in, like, him saying that felt like he believed in me more than I believe in myself sometimes, you know? And that made me believe in myself even more.
And now we're going to get Landon 2.0 toned up,
Yeah.
buff,
big.
Are you focused on relationships at all, or is that kind of in the back burner now?
So in the back burner now, really. I don't really talk to anybody right now. And honestly, it's nice because I really am putting 100% into myself. Everything that I've been doing is kind of selfish. Not like, that sounded like bad, but like everything that I've been doing work-wise, and I've been working a lot harder and like kind of being selfish to myself in a sense, and giving 100% to myself and giving more and more to make myself a better person. Obviously, I'm still a great friend, and I put my friends first and stuff like that, you know, but and family member and all that, but I definitely have been more selfish about my art and like just focusing on that before anything else, you know?
I feel like you have to in order to grow.
You totally do.
Especially because you were in a relationship prior.
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to Charlie at all anymore?
No, we don't talk anymore, but forever have love for her, you know?
Was the experience on D'Amelio show a fun one for you at the time?
Yeah, some of it was pretty fun, and I definitely had a good time filming some of those episodes, you know?
Do you think once cameras are on, you kind of put up a little bit of a wall to put yourself out there, or are you pretty open with it?
I was pretty open with it, I felt like that was pretty much how I normally acted. There was like an episode like on the first season that I was really shy in, you know? But I feel like I got more comfortable.
Are you comfortable in front of the camera now, even if for like a vlog?
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot better with like self-confidence that I used to lack, and I kind of want to blame it on quarantine, because like before quarantine, I was such like an outgoing, like crazy, like little kid, and after quarantine, I was like this really like shy, like quiet, kind of like socially awkward person who like couldn't hold a conversation with anybody.
Because you weren't out in the real world?
I think so. I don't know. And I really lost like so much confidence when I was like all the way up from like 16, not as much, like 17, 18, 19. And I feel like I'm finally a lot more confident and getting a lot better with like social skills. Like I used to like have conversations with people, and it would be so awkward to the point where like one of us would just walk away, just like random people, just like, yo, good, just like really, really awkward. And I feel like I've grown a lot in that sense of being like a little bit less awkward.
Were you in public school during that?
No,
Not public, but were you in school during that?
during quarantine?
Yeah.
No, our school went out of business during quarantine. So I literally just homeschooled for the next 4 years.
Oh, so you really weren't about anyone at all.
Mm-mm. And like my dad wouldn't let us have people over. He was like really, really scared of it.
Was there anyone that ever came over the house that you were just shell shocked that they were there?
Yeah, one time I got woken up by Youngblood.
How?
Literally, I was sleeping and him and my dad walk in my room and I hear like a voice and I'm not sure exactly what he said. I think he was like, wake up, and like, wake up, mate, or like something like that. And I just look up and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, what's up? And then like fell back asleep after, but that was really fucking cool.
Was that your first time meeting him?
No, that was like one of my like maybe like second or third, but yeah, that was really fucking cool. I'll never forget that.
Does your dad ever come back with news that you're just so thrilled about?
Oh yeah, I'll come back with new songs, new I love hearing like whatever he's working on and him playing me. He'd be like, you got to hear this, and that's really, really something that I always look forward to.
He just announced Run Travis Run.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there?
Hell yeah.
You're gonna
I'm
do
running.
You're doing a 5K?
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
time?
Hell yeah. Well, I'll like walk. I'll like do a nice little like 30-minute run on the treadmill. Try and do like 1.5 to 2 miles. You know. So I don't think it's gonna be like super duper hard, but I'm not gonna go like try hard and like I have asthma. I'm not a runner. You know. But I'll definitely be there, just like doing a little jog. You know.
Yeah. What's it benefiting?
I think the whole message behind it is that my dad was once told that he'll never be able to walk again. And after losing like all of his friends in the accident, he was really just not really happy. And he was also an ex-addict who had a really bad drug problem. Not like really when I was growing up, but before I was like born, he had a really bad drug problem. And after the accident, he kind of got sober, you know, and he got sober after the accident, but still couldn't really find like a sense of something that, but also like something that makes him happy, like the way drugs did or the way that like bad things did, you know. And he started running, and he said like after not feeling like happy in years, like him running was something that he like got a rush of like dopamine from, and he hadn't felt that in years since like he touched like drugs or cigarettes or alcohol or whatever it was back then, you know. And that was like the first time that he had that like rush again. So he really found himself like something that really makes him happy. So he started running every single day, and that was after he was told that he would never be able to walk again and all this shit, you know, and all this shit that he went through, and he was able to do it, and he proved himself wrong and like everything, and he got that rush again. And so I think that's like kind of the message behind it.
Is this true that he still practices an hour every single day in the morning?
Yeah, that fool is insane. He works out. He wakes up at 6 a.m. every single fucking day. 6 a.m.
No matter what.
No matter what. 6 a.m., sometimes 7, if like he wants to give himself lenience. But he works out for an hour, goes to the studio, gets home, plays drums for an hour, works out again. And his workouts are like fucking brutal. There's a guy named Donna Matrix, and he is such a cool ass dude, but his workouts are fucking brutal. Like I can't even count on my fingers how many times like my dad's been like to my friends that's like sleeping over, he'll be like, yo, you want to work out in the morning? Boom, they'll come and they'll work out with him, be fucking vomiting. They'll be vomiting because how hard this guy like crushes you. And he's like, no, don't fucking stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's like super motivating and sick, but he does like, it's fucking a brutal workout.
With the work ethic like that,
yeah,
does that translate onto you that you can always be doing more and doing better and just trying harder?
Yeah, completely. I hope to one day have that work ethic, you know? But that all comes from love and passion for loving what you do, because every single day kind of doesn't feel like work if you love what you do, you know?
And your favorite part of the whole process is the performance?
No, I love like being in the studio and making like a song and then like going in the car home and like playing it for your friends and everybody's like, "Oh my God." Like those like those fake TikTok videos where it's like playing this love song for my girlfriend for the first time. Like that, but like the real life version of that and like showing it to like your best friends and seeing their reaction and like feeling like the chills when like you see them like smile like, "Oh my, this is so good." That's like another reason. I love the process of it too. I love like writing and stuff like that, but I love like hearing it after as well.
Vocally, how do you think you've gotten better?
Oh my God, I've grown so much vocally. I've definitely gotten a lot better, and I still have a lot of room for improvement. Some motherfuckers just are born with beautiful voices.
Like who?
Justin Bieber. Like I'm sure you put the work in and hours in, but like you can look at videos of him at like 9-year-old and he sounds like a fucking angel.
Fall Out Boy?
Yeah. Jaden Hossler. Beautiful voice. Like you can look at old videos of him playing the ukulele and that fool has a beautiful voice. Like it's just like a tone thing. And then some people kind of have a okay voice and some people just like are tone deaf. I'm lucky that I'm not like in the tone deaf spot, but I've like got like an okay voice that I've been working on for like years to try and get to a point that's where it's really, really strong.
How often do you have lessons?
I'll do lessons. Honestly, I haven't been doing them as much, but I'll do them pretty frequently, like at least a couple times a month.
Earlier you mentioned your dad's side projects like transplants.
Yeah.
Did you ever like Boxcar Racer?
Loved Boxcar Racer. Also, to add on that, I also sing every day, like while playing the guitar. So I feel like that's how I really practice and get better as well.
To grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Boxcar.
Yeah.
Has there ever been talks of a reunion for that?
Not that I've heard. I don't think so.
No eavesdropping on that.
No, I haven't heard anything about that. Then the boys are finally back together and they're like stoked,
Yeah. So for the free show, how big is the room? Do you know?
I think it's like 1,500 cap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That's so cool that you're doing that just to get people in so that people can hear you.
Yeah, I just want people to experience it. And if they fucking hate it, it was free, Yeah. If they love it, then I just gained a new supporter.
Is there any opening acts?
Yeah. I haven't confirmed them yet, but I have a few ideas of some really cool people.
Hell yeah. Would you ever collab with Jaden?
Yeah. We have in the past. We have a song together called Dark When It Rains. And I saw him over last week over in Florida for the Blink shows because he was opening. And we were like in the dressing room together and we were like, let's listen to this one more time. And we heard it and he was like, "Dude, this song is so fucking good." And I was like, "Yes, I love this song. Like, we need to finish this, so we're going to finish it soon."
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think I'm going to do something with it for sure.
What are the songs that, when you're just playing on your guitar, what are the first rhythms or notes that you go to play? What songs?
Just like chords. I'll start like just strumming random chords, and if I hear something I like, I'll start writing to it, or I'll look up chords of songs that I like and start playing them.
On Ultimate Guitar? Is that a still thing?
I use this app called Chordify sometimes, but I'll also use Ultimate Guitar as well. I think the one is like similar to Ultimate Guitar, but it's a little different. It's an app on the phone, but it shows you like riffs. So I've been like getting more into riffs lately.
Is there anyone's riff that you really like playing?
I'm not like amazing at the guitar. Like I really picked it up maybe like 8 months ago, but I've pretty much gotten every chord down. I've pretty much gotten like all the bar chords down. Now like getting into riffs, like it's pretty fucking difficult, the riff shit, but I did like it's really simple riff, and it was like this has to be like my second riff that I've learned really. It was the song Freaks by Surf Curse. I am just a freak. I have to play this song for you. You for sure have heard this song.
Who is it? Surf Curse?
Yeah, Surf Curse.
I don't know it.
No way. What about this part?
No.
Well, I learned that.
Okay.
I posted it yesterday. I'll show you. Just like the.
Yeah.
So I learned that yesterday. So that was pretty cool.
Landon, I feel like we got it all covered.
Yeah, dude. Me too.
Dude, thank you so much for coming by.
Of course.
Landon's songs will be linked down below if you haven't heard them yet.
My boy, thank you so much.
Thanks for
coming. I appreciate you.
Lightweights, out. Sick. That was great.
Fuck yeah, dude.